Hello my dear Sagittarius, this is your love and spirituality reading for the month of January 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Capricorn season, so happy birthday all Capricorn out there. And I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos. And you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. Thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I am so grateful for all of your appreciation. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising sign. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. For this reading, I will use Crystals Tarot by Elisabetta Trevisan, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Sagittarius, when I open your deck here, I see Two of Wands and the Temperance card. It seems like you're going through a very beautiful spiritual awakening, and with the Two of Wands you kind of it's not like you're being dragged along, you're actually taking control or having control each step of the way here. So the Two of Wands, it's like a doorway you are going through, and after you have gone through this doorway there will be union, but currently there is duality, okay, strong duality, because the two is also about duality, that might prevent you from having real harmonic relationship at this point in time. But with the Temperance card, it's kind of promising that you will be able to take in the opposite energy and own it, use it as a tool for yourself. So before you were you in the shape and form that you came, and then you have been going through some kind of spiritual sadhana, like a spiritual road to enlightenment, where you have been battling the 14, 1 plus 4 is 5, against probably your opposite side, like the side that you don't show normally, your shadow side. And in this case, it kind of pissed you off with the Two of Wands here. So you kind of say, I don't want more of that. I don't want to butt heads anymore. I'm tired of that bullshit. Okay, so with the Two of Wands, you kind of change course of direction and you take charge. And I'm thinking this is your shadow side. Before, you might not have been able to take charge over such a situation. You might have been more of a victim in that situation, or more willingness going along with whatever divine had to offer you. But now it's like you're in a position where you can say yes and no to things. So very beautifully. And this is the second card for love. So Sagittarius is currently, this is also Sagittarius, currently saying no to love. For the reason I've just stated, you kind of have enough of butting heads, and also you are learning, you are kind of taking in a new tool and you are calibrating it at the moment, so you can't really accept love at this moment. You are postponing union. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the King of Swords together with the Temperance card. So showing again the Two of Wands, King of Swords. Some of you might be dealing with air sign, like this is Aquarius, can also be Gemini or Libra. It doesn't have to be like that, but this is the energy I've been taken in. So you're now the master of your own universe. You have become much more logic. You still have your beating heart. We can see the water is being poured here in the chalice. Between the chalices, I'll show you there. It's very stylized cards. Everything is done with different patterns, geometric patterns of colors. So they are beautiful, these cards. And so with the King of Swords here, you still have this emotional side to you, but you choose when to use it. Two of Wands, you decide yes, no, yes, no. in, out. Okay, you decide if someone is in or invited, or out, not invited. We can also see the moon here, which is very unusual for King of Swords, that usually come out as a very cold person. But at this point in time, King of Swords has become very wise. We are entering into Aquarius, the new age of Aquarius, okay? And there the King of Swords also needs to have a heart if we are going to progress, okay? It can't only be logic and technological advances. It needs to be connected emotionally, and it is in this situation. So you are still connected emotionally. It's just that you don't take crap anymore. And that's what you have learned during this hard lesson that might have gone on for years, okay? So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we see 2 kings, so okay, King of Wands and King of Swords. So you haven't been losing any part of you. You still have the passion. Now you just know more intuitively how to use this in a more logical sense, in a way that, you look at the situation intuitively, you know the outcome of different action that you take. Okay, so this is also a little bit of a battle of will, I'm feeling, between a person that's very logical and a person that's very passionate. That was their original, what they came from. But now the very logical one is going to learn about passion, and the very passionate one is going to learn about logic. That the King of Wands is very strong character. It's a person that can, enter any situation, go to a lot of problem solving, fix the situation, and living the dream, okay? The King of Swords isn't like that. This person goes into the situation, sees, is there any possibilities here? No, there's no possibilities, not good enough possibilities. I will choose something else. I will not involve myself in this situation. So it's 2 very different characters. So this one take any kind of situation, like crappy boyfriend or girlfriend, it doesn't matter, crappy job, doesn't matter. They just take it and make it better, okay? Makes the best of the situation, of what God has given them. But the King of Swords is more selective of the situation, kind of say no to a situation that doesn't seem uplifting or fulfilling, and can also be very judgmental, while the King of Wands is having a situation where they see people's souls, because they are very in tune with their soul. So they might sometimes see past the personality and actually see the soul and think, this is a swell person, this is a wonderful person, and they don't see their action. The King of Swords does. So this is what you have become. This is what you are putting together, like both of these sides, and there's kings. So you have accomplished this, mission accomplished. Congratulations, Sagittarius. So I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. So I want my dear Sagittarius to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so it was done there. So I will just tune in to you and this energy for a few seconds. So, my dear Sagittarius, what I felt here is that this is why you were here. This is your whole thing. This is what you are master of. Making new paths for people to evolve through. Okay, paths and doorways, paths and doorways. You're like an investigator or a scientist that you find a problem and you find a solution, and other people can follow. So it's very beautiful. Okay, so my dear Sagittarius, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. And in the past here we have a Knight of Swords So a Knight of Swords might be a Gemini energy, but it's showing this with, it's kind of the scientific part of things, but in a very technological sense, not so much heart, but more like being convinced that you are on the right path and feeling like your mission is pushed forward by the divine. So it can be a little bit towards self-entitlement, because the Knight of Swords is very young and he's very convinced that he's right, and he has a very vivid logical mind that can make him kind of stamp all over people and situations, because he's so convinced. He feels like John the Ark, okay, just getting the sword from God, and I'm so smart and I'm smarter than everyone else, and I can see things and make conclusions that no one else can see or understand. So he can become a little bit pumped up on his own ability also to manipulate people and situations. So either this is you in the past, where you really felt like you were on a mission and it didn't matter what you needed to do, you just did it regardless of the consequences, because you felt so convinced that this was the right thing to do. And it's very possible that this is exactly how it was as well, or you have been dealing with this energy. And when we deal with this energy, it can feel like a very like an enemy, or a person that's against you, or someone that's trying to outsmart you or manipulate you. But sometimes we need those kind of triggers or difficult situation or difficult people to evolve. In other case, nothing will happen. So someone of you might also have been romantically involved with air signs, okay. And this is in the now, and we have a Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is a point where we digest what we have been through. We digest our new epiphanies that we might have acquired in the Knight of Swords. So with the Four of Swords is nap time. You can see this with all the moons, okay. And it's peace on the surface, but not on the deeper levels, because the war hasn't been solved. The issue hasn't been solved. It's just we're kind of not talking to each other, or we don't touch that subject for the moment. Maybe people need to develop on their own separate ways, like going a little bit their own little bit part. It doesn't have to be that you are separated. It just means that you are having different viewpoints. If this is a love situation, like different things that you're aiming towards, different dreams. Maybe you're not as focused on the relationship right now, but actually more focused on maybe your spiritual growth or some kind of progress. With the Knight of Swords and the Four of Swords, someone might be studying late nights, or trying to achieve something. You might be studying also your spiritual path and spiritual awakening, trying to maybe journal a lot and seeing the bigger picture. So this is about collecting data, not really moving forward at this point, but actually holding back. This is also Two of Wands. We're holding back till we find the right situation. But here it's more, we are not moving forward because we have something we need to digest and maybe calibrate a little bit. Our emotional system, our way of thinking of things and the world. Maybe we also need to have a pause from people and situation to see the value that these people and situation has for us, because on a distance we might be more able to determine. It's like a minor near-death experience where you can actually start to see what's valuable for you in your life. So when you come back from this position, you will have more of a direction that you are very sure of, and there will be less questions for you. Why am I here? What do I need to do? You will be more sure, because you go through this Four of Swords without resistance, without resisting the loneliness sometimes. If you go through it without trying to make it something that it's not, if you want to have action where there's no action, for example, you will be able to kind of download something that needs to be downloaded, so you can start to move on into the future. And this is also kind of came to me just that I need to wish you Happy New Year. I'm a little bit on the scales sometimes when it comes to social conventions, but Happy New Year, Sagittarius. Anyway, I really mean it, okay? And here we have the future, and the future is this knave or page of chalices, and it's a very soft guy. You see this person, it's not the harsh knight of swords that came into the four of swords. This is what comes out, a knave of chalices. It might mean that you, Sagittarius, might want to reach out to someone or send love letters, or maybe you are falling in love, or someone wants to do you like this, okay? There's a very pristine new energy, very, very beautiful. It doesn't have to be a new person, but it's very new energy. It's like when you have come out of this near-death experience, you are purified, you are totally brand new, and you see the values of life in a very different manner. So maybe they took some kind of shaking up or shock or some kind of minor disaster for this person to see what's valuable. I'm thinking also, Sagittarius, you might be starting to take time to smell the roses, okay? Instead of just running around like crazy fixing problems, you now learn to be in stillness, in meditation, to be bored, and dealing with all the feelings that comes when you are bored, all the things that we are trying to avoid by keeping ourselves very, very preoccupied. But now, instead of doing something, watching telly or fiddling with your mobile phone, you're actually staying in this tranquility and just experiencing life in the now. So it's very beautiful. Okay. So the first card here in the past for my Sagittarius, for some of you it will be in the now, because this is December energy. So if you're watching early, this might be happening right now. And we have the Justice card. The Justice card is Libra. So now we have had King of Swords, that's Aquarius, Knight of Swords, Gemini, and Justice. This is the Libra card. In this deck, it's number 8, so it's connected to 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, and 8 of Swords. So it's more about social situations where you try to decide what's the best way to do. It's not so much universal justice connected to the High Priestess and the Judgment card. It's more connected to everyday decisions that you need to take, where you need to use your inner values and moral codes to be able to make these decisions. 8 of Pentacles, for example, being able to do something different this time around, and pinpointing what that might be to make things more harmonious, because justice wants harmony, balance. Or the 8 of Swords, where we kind of look at ourselves, what can we do better? Guilt might come in and tell you this you could have done better, and sometimes it go to the extreme, and you try to make everyone happy in your surrounding, and you're driving yourself a little bit crazy, and that's when you lose the balance, and so on. So in this situation with the Knight of Swords that we had underneath the deck and the Justice, it might be that someone in the past didn't see what they were doing, so they kind of walked all over a situation and felt very entitled to do so because they felt they have justice on their side. But I feel that this might have changed in the course of the direction, because maybe there was some kind of splashback, because the Justice card is a karmic card, and sometimes you get a little bit of instant karma with this card. So if someone did you wrong, they probably got like a smack in their face the second after. Maybe they did something wrong and they have regretted since then, or a similar situation to this. Use your imagination, okay? So Justice. So divine justice is above human justice. So we try the best we can with the information we have, but sometimes we make the wrong choices, and then karma comes in and smacks us. Okay, so, and here we have the Chariot. So Justice together with the Chariot, it feels again like the Knight of Swords energy, but here it's Major Arcana, showing that what I said in the beginning, that if you feel entitled to do things that you have never done before, or to maybe walk all over people, or to not be that nice that maybe you were before, you are kind of entitled to do so because you are balancing up. Justice card, balance. We can see this, the scales, and here it's also balance between those two, and they need to be balanced for the Chariot to move forward into union. So if you want to union, you also needed to go down this road where you kind of maybe needed to be very confident and you know, do things that you were not able to do before, but it doesn't free you from consequences. You get the same consequences as you got before, but I feel that you're still pushing forward because there's something that needs to happen here, or needed to happen. So you were very strong in this situation, and also you have 8, 7, so it's counting down to something. It's like you're working your every bit and part that you need to do to come down to some certain goal. Okay, you're moving towards a goal. Okay. Some of you might been traveling as well, but somewhere where you needed to use this mental capacity of weighing right from wrong. Maybe you needed to take a decision about a travel. And here we have also the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles, it shows that you are very, very aware this time. You were very, very aware at this time. It might be happening now. It might be in the past. It's a little bit fluid. So that you were in a pattern. You were very aware that you were in a pattern. So that's why you took command and did something that you normally wouldn't dare to do because of fear of consequences or karmic splashback. But now you did it because you wanted to change this old pattern and do something different. And it's very beautiful. We need to do this all the time. It's the same if you have the same nightmare over and over. It kind of points to you that you're stuck in a pattern and you need to do something different, either in the nightmare or hopefully in the real life, so that the pattern will change and you don't have to live through the same nightmare all over. And I'm thinking this with you don't want to live through the same nightmare all over is why you also were so determined and kind of didn't care about the consequences, because whatever consequences were better than to be stuck in a rut and stuck in this old pattern. And here we have the Hermit card as well. So we have 8, 7, 8, 9, showing this is first we're going down a little bit and now we're going up again. So it was like you were you need to go back in progress a little bit, because probably you were a very highly spiritual educated person that knew how to turn the other cheek, and here you needed to be very self-confident, very sure, maybe walk all over people or do things that wasn't particularly nice, but you did this because maybe to mirror the other person's behavior for once, and second, it was the only thing that you could do to change this pattern, not be Mr. Nice Guy or Mrs. Nice Girl anymore. Okay, so and now you're taking this knowledge which you got from this and you're evolving even further. So for many of you, I think you already have mastered these kind of skills with being, logic and ruling and being judgmental on all these things. And this is something you have worked to get away from through the eons, like thousands of years. You have worked to minor that side to you and become more and more humble. At this point, you needed to go back to these old tools to kind of integrate it again to expand your spiritual journey. So you were stuck at some point because you had kind of peeled off things from your talents or from your toolbox that you didn't want to use because you felt that it was bad karmic energy. But now you understand that you need to use also this. You can't always be nice to people. If you're nice towards people that's not nice, they will step all over you. And you, at this point, you didn't allow it. And it actually made you this like evolve even further. And with the Hermit here, you're kind of looking back at the situation and evolving it. So it's kind of starting to go into the Four of Swords energy, where you start to stay in your body and feel, okay, what happened just now? And you go through what, like this scenario, the story, and you see it, and you kind of said, this was good, that I could have done better, that I need to work with, and this was a success. Because you acknowledge yourself that what you have gone through was a success. So you feel even more wise now than what you did when you were a little bit on a rampage here. But in the name of justice, I might add. Okay. Last card here is the Knave of Wands. So that's Sagittarius energy. So it started with Knight of Swords, which I think was the trigger energy, but also the bait that you needed to swallow, or the person that you need to impersonate or become to go through this passage that you have gone through now. So it's actually made you more of yourself, because things that you have had in the shadows was now uplifted and used to your advantage. And it just shows that the Knight of Wands in this situation is showing that you are this spiritual guide and a pioneer at this, and you're making the road forward towards others. You have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords here. So that's not a particularly loving energy. It's very masculine energy, about forward moving arrow. So about success, progress, winning, mastering a situation. It's not about being, Mother Teresa. It's more about being almost like the Knight Templars, okay, doing crappy shit, but in the long run, it, like with the Temperance card, it makes cultures smash together and learn from each other, okay. So we need these bad things happening as well to have our progress. So that was the past. And here is the now, and we have the Lovers here, and comes underneath the Justice card. So some of you might realize that you still love some person that you might have judged pretty harshly here with the Justice card. I think you understand that it doesn't really matter what you do in this situation, even if you think that you spotted your enemy and you got rid of that person, or you told them what's what, or you you just ruled the situation, and you probably went all over this lover of yours with the Chariot there. Number 7, this is number 6. So we are keeping the same range of numbers here. But you still love them, okay? So you can't, you still maybe a hard ass here with the Justice card, but you also acknowledge that you still long for this union. This is still your goal. So you kind of wanted to skip this part where you needed to be strong and show that you meant business, and maybe put up ultimatums and things like this, because you wanted this union straight away. But the divine said you are not ready for the union because you are not whole yourself. You need to become whole yourself before you can come into union. And you thought that you could sacrifice the union and step into your new spiritual self of self-love and self-entitlement, and kind of don't care about what other people think. But the love is still there. I can't see much more than that for the moment. We need to take more cards, but the love is still there. It didn't go anywhere. 2 of Wands, you're just holding it underneath control with the Chariot here, together with this 2 of Wands. So you have absolute control over this situation. This is also Cancer. So some of you might be dealing with this Cancer. Virgo, I forgot to say. Yeah, we have Sagittarius there. The Lovers is Gemini. So the Chariot here and the 2 of Wands shows a person that's, yes, they might be in love. Here we see this is divine love. It's kind of coming from the divine straight down. It's like a mission almost. And you acknowledge that but your self-control comes first. Okay, so love isn't put first, self-control is put first in this situation. So holding your horses and not being a blabbery, foolish love idiot, but actually, you know that, yeah, I know love is here, but I'm not doing anything about it. So with the Four of Swords, Two of Wands, there's not much action in this love situation here. And underneath the Eight of Pentacles, we have a Two of Swords. So this might be the answer to how can I change this pattern. So it's Two of Swords. And Two of Swords means using your logic mind to determine a situation, look at the situation from above and making a decision. And sometimes it's about holding yourself back and again not speaking. The Two of Swords is diplomacy. So it's not, with the Four of Swords it's a little bit more warrior energy, but with the Two of Swords it's more passive aggressive energy that could be used for diplomacy and manipulation. So Two of Swords is a situation where you ask someone to go to hell and they look forward to the journey. So kind of that situation. You do it with a smile on your face and you're nice all the time. So of course it's a little bit backstabbing energy, but in this situation I feel this is what you weren't able to do before. You weren't able to not be dramatic, to not pine for love or throw yourself off the wagon to have love. And now you don't do that. If you determine that a situation is not ready for your love, you don't give it. You just put a smile on your face and say, whatever happens is fine. I love you, but I don't agree with you. So that's the kind of energy I'm feeling here. And we see this cracks here. So it's going to... it's a little bit tension in this situation, and it can't be held on forever. Two of Swords energy can't be held on forever. In the Osho Sen Tarot, which you have seen on my channel, we saw a person hanging over an abyss, and eventually they are going to have to let go. They can't hang on there forever, and it's the kind of thing that's also here. But it's 2-2, so you're really using your power to avoid a love situation or drama in a love situation, or most importantly, the repetition of a pattern. So if you have been, for example, I can't see this here, but kind of sense it. If you have been disrespected in some way, you at least respect yourself enough now to not ever let that happen again. So it's very strong, but it's not solid. Okay, it's 2, so it's just a waving point, but it's like hanging on the fence, but eventually you're going to have to make a decision about this. And here we have a 10 of Wands, and it comes underneath the Hermit card. So the 10 of Wands is a situation where we hold back our natural impulses. So I'm thinking in this situation with the Hermit, it's usually what the Hermit does. The Hermit sometimes doesn't speak. The Hermit sometimes doesn't eat. The Hermit sometimes doesn't socialize. And often I'm saying that the 10 of Wands is not a good thing. You're holding back your natural impulses. You're holding back your natural instincts. You're holding back your soul. But in this case, I'm thinking you are tempering your soul. And you're learning how strong you are while you are doing this. So it's actually a situation that is known through the eons, where people have given poverty vows or chastity vows, or maybe downsizing their eating and saying, I won't be over excessive with my eating. So I'm thinking you're stepping into some old vows that you have made, and it's kind of a soul contract for you. So I'm thinking this is how life is. It goes in pendulum movements. So at some point you have been extremely like this. You hold back. You weren't jumping the guns into love. You didn't have sex. You didn't eat. You didn't talk. You were poor. You lived like a monk or a nun. And this was your road to God as the Knight of Wands here. Or the Knight of Swords for that matter, because you have ruled both this energy at different times in your past lives. At some point you kind of acknowledged that this was too extreme, and you started to go the other way around and become very passionate for food, for sex, for the things you wanted. Like Knight of Wands is the icon for forward movement towards your dreams. But now you're going back a little bit to that chastity vows that you once gave, and the poverty vows and the no speaking vows. So you're holding back as a spiritual practice, and you're doing so because you're told to do so. So you're actually following divine guidance, and this just shows how in tuned your intuition is, and how beautifully you are working with these energies, and you're holding back something that you really want, and you have been really passionate about it. So the pendulum movement, passion, chastity vows. Okay, it doesn't have to sex, but I just take that as a example, and you can put all else above there. And now you're probably going to swing a little bit back and forth, and then you're going to stay on some kind of balance point. And this is what we want to have: a balance, 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 balance. So this is what you're trying to achieve and trying to learn balance, so you don't have to repeat past mistakes of extreme that has been in the past. And here we have a 3 of Pentacles. So this is very fertile situation. Something is growing from beneath the ground, and it's going to come up eventually. So it's something beautiful that you are working on. And it seems like you're doing it alone, since you have the Hermit and the Knight of Wands above there. But it is eternity. So you are working, at least if you feel like you're working together alone, you're actually working with someone else, probably here on earth, but also the divine, the Holy Trinity. And this is very positive. This is very healthy. This is going to solve most of your problems. This is going to solve your health issues. Whatever you are doing now, the steps you are taking, the things you are acknowledging, the wisdom you are gaining, is going to be very prosperous for you. So if you feel like you are on a little bit of a dry spell, well, I did this glorious thing that I was, asked to do, and now there's nothing. You feel it's nothing, but it's not. It's just you going back in time a little bit to the time when you were a hermit, and you are doing those kind of things that you did during that period. And it's just like a little bit of a reminder, because you need to have both these things, both being the one that has control, but also the one that's passionate enough to solve any problem. So in the end, this is going to make you to a very, what can I say? It's like a person that can create whatever beauty you need in your life, and the divine is asking of you to create. And it's going to be very balanced, not extreme. So it looks like January is a little bit of a pause for you, where you are working with your meditation, you're working with staying with your body. Maybe you're fasting as well. Fasting could be a very, very good idea at this point. Check in all the rules for fasting, so you don't make your health worse, because when we fast we can get constipated. We can also release a lot of toxins, so if we are having heart conditions or other, we need to be careful with this. But then you can fast maybe 1 day a week, but fasting is a very good idea here, and that would kind of collect the energy for this growth that will happen here. There was a reason for the old rules in religion. Now we don't know why we are doing it. We just do it and feel like, we need to obey these rules. For those of us that's having a spiritual or religious practice. But if we understand the bottom causes, that it's we detox ourselves, we prolong our lives, we also get fat instead of sugar to our brain, so we get smarter. It's a lot of different things that's getting better. So I'm seeing you working a lot of spiritual practices to kind of prepare for spring here in January. And this is your future, and here we have a 5 of Cups. So I'm thinking you're feeling very disappointed about this love situation thingy, because it's the thing that you haven't been able to solve just yet. you probably did something, maybe you walked away from a person, like very self-righteous there with the Justice and the Chariot. But the love is still there, so what to do about it? It's like you're stuck with this, and it's an old pain that's coming back, and it's because human beings are separated. We are going down in like a half, and we always feel the longing for our other half. But why we go down like this is because we need to find ourselves and expand ourselves to become whole. And that's why we're here. So the love isn't really the solution here. Self-love is the solution here. So if you try to focus more on self-love, and also to love the other person also with their shortcomings, which you see. They see shortcomings with you that they can't really bear with. So it's always like that. It's very easy to see another person's problems, but we don't see the problems we are causing for this other person. With the Five of Cups here as well, and we have Libra and Gemini here, it might also be that and there's another person that before might have been a little bit cold towards you and didn't acknowledge the love. While being separated like this and you working on your spiritual self, they might start missing you. Okay. The next card here, oh, it's the Queen of Pentacles, and it comes beautifully underneath the Two of Wands and the Chariot. So before you might have had a more bleeding heart, Sagittarius, but now you are immensely stubborn, or you might be you have been doing being cold and towards a person, maybe an earth person that's now, you know, not taking any more bullshit from you. But mostly for most of you, this will be Sagittarius have taken in their earth element, becoming kind of rock solid. You are not tipping over that easily anymore, okay, because you have taken control of the situation. You're not letting, it's like nature. Nature is being almost raped by humanity. I think we have lost 60% of the species with spines. Okay, they are gone. The one that we once had, maybe during the 1800s still, and they are gone 60%. So 40% we are left with. And also, I think it's just 35% wild animals left in the world. The most animals is domesticated animals, and then there's a little bit of humans as well. So nature has been very abused by humanity and by the go grab mentality that we can see with the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands, because it's like always about improvement, improving health, improving, making life more comfortable. But here it's like the nature says no. So the nature within you says no to someone wants to come and land grab you. And so even if the person now is sad and have regrets here with the Five of Chalices, I think you don't even look at them. Okay, so you are not as bleedy, okay, as soft as you were before. You don't. Before maybe you would have seen, oh sweetie, you are in tears here, and of course I forgive you. But now you're a little bit more maybe watching, okay, maybe wants to see proof, and like tangible proof, manifested proof, not just words or tears or whatever, but actually manifested proof for this. So it seems it's a Queen of Pentacles. It's about like a wife. Is also a teacher, creative artist, a great person when it comes to economy and gardening. Things grows with this lady, but also grudges. So I'm thinking she is very stubbornly not reacting to someone being sad because what they have lost. Okay, it's like you need, this person needs to take their consequences of this. And if you yourself also feels the loss at times, you're kind of not focusing so much on that as you are focusing on the self-love. And, you know, you're aligning with yourself. You have your own back. You have centered yourself in your soul. So you're no longer questioning yourself or battling against yourself. You have become rock solid. And maybe a little bit more, you know, not so easily persuade, even with tears. Okay, next card here is the Hierophant. Okay, so it seems like many of you, or that might be an earth sign that you're dealing with. We have Virgo, Taurus, and Virgo. They demand, or you demand, commitment, okay, solid things. If there's no land grabbing anymore and, you know, collecting big piles of riches for yourself, if you want to have the land, you need to also plow it and take care of it. Humanity needs to become the gardener of earth instead of, you know, the robber of earth. They need to become the garden masters. And this is what I'm seeing that you, Sagittarius, also kind of want from your surrounding. It can't just, you know, come and go in your life. There needs to be investment. There needs to be commitment. There needs to be bonds made. So for most of you, since this is not happening, someone here with the Five of Cups, I don't feel that this person is particularly, you know, action filled right now. They're just going through depression here for what has happened that they didn't calculate. Maybe you changed so much and they were just flabbergasted and now they are sad. So you can't expect so much action. So for most of you, I see you will focus on your economy, your work, your house, your home, your children, your body, your spiritual growth, and so on. But there's 2 here. So you're kind of waiting also, is what I'm feeling. You're waiting for the pattern to return to you in a more prosperous ways with the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. But for right now, you just rule your kingdom. You just live in it in a very spiritual way. So it's like the old olden days in India, when we I have memories from this life when we everything was beautified, like with flowers and with colors and so it was like everyone was working on making things very, very beautiful. And also the sacrifices to the gods was very beautiful. So this is kind of the feeling I sense here. Someone is beautifying their life, making it more prosperous, but also long-lasting, like making your life more resilient, also to maybe economic fluctuations and other things, making your home more a home, but also maybe a place where you can sustain yourself. So it's very beautiful. Next card here is a 3 of Wands. So here comes the talking, and it might be you or an earth sign that before has been very stoic and didn't talk, but here with the 3 of Wands, ready for some kind of communication. But it seems, I feel the feeling of a person being very stubborn still. We have the beautiful 3 here. It's the divine feminine, the Eve energy from the Empress. So Holy Trinity. I see a dog there. I don't know if it's supposed to be a dog, but it's a dog there. So I think you demand loyalty. You demand commitment. You demand real action. So this feels like more demand than you actually, you know, reaching out and knocking at someone's door. But the 3 of Pentacles together with the 3 of Wands can be also focusing on work and, you know, making your life more and more prosperous. Like really building on something solid for the future, and you are not making compromises about this. If you're not happy with your job, you will create a new one for yourself. If you're not happy with your relationship, you will create new relationships, or at least have a very good relationship with yourself, whatever you choose. But it's like you're also open for communication with this love from the past here. So there's an opening here, but I don't know if this person here is ready. They seem very, if you're depressed, you usually don't take so much action. And the next card here is Strength, and it's number 11, and we have 11, 1 plus 1 is 2, so we have the 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 2 Strength. So I'm feeling nothing will really happen when it comes to this love. It's just showing you growing stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and I don't know where this is going to end. This is Leo, the Strength card. You can see the lion there, and we also have the 3 of Pentacles, being seen here. So something is going to grow by your own strength, something you have built with your own hands. You don't need this sad person. But I'm thinking there's something cooking here with this person. Something is going to happen, but not just yet. They are not ready, okay? They are just starting to recognize their own feelings and, you know, calibrating themselves. And I don't see like someone will immediately start to connect to you here, but we have this page, there's a message, and 3 of Wands, that's communication. It's just that it hasn't, you know, clicked just yet, but it's moving towards that. It's where the attraction point lays, is that it's going to be some kind of communication probably. But for right now, I'm thinking this energy is too new, too brand new, too young to... It's like a person just have realized something that has made them very sad. Something that they didn't realize before. Maybe before they were taking things for granted a little bit, and now they are seeing the truth about something, and it makes them very open emotionally to love here, and maybe wants to get together with you, travel towards you, but I don't see it happening. Maybe they are scared of you as well, because you're so strong at this point that there's no real communication can happen here. Okay, so maybe they need to become more strong themselves. So I'm going to take a card from this is notes from the universe on love and connection, and it says create space for new love. So it might be that this old love is not going to happen at all, but there might come in a new person that I can't just see yet. If there's a new person, they're probably most likely Earth, okay? Earth, or maybe another fire sign. And when a thing hurts your eyes, stop looking at it. When it hurts your ears, stop listening to it. And when it hurts your heart, stop justifying it. I love you so much, universe. But I feel this is what you have learned already. But it might be hard for your heart at some point to let go, it seems. So new love would be maybe the best for you. But it's up to you kind of what you choose here. If you choose to focus on this old thingy here, there's a chance for communication at least in the future, but not this future I can see, but it's starting to manifest. And as I said, it might be a new love, but if it's a new love, it's someone that's currently heartbroken, so you don't have much use of them for the moment. No, that was not the right cards. Okay, maybe I should take them then. So you will have this this time around, Angel Answers Oracle. So for my dear Sagittarius, Angel Answers Oracle. I just want one. Thank you. Helpful people. Yes, this is a little bit, I don't feel it's happening just yet, but it's like you're with your self-love here, you're manifesting your tribe, but you're still, like you're still using the magic to do this. But I think you will be a little bit flabbergasted, is what I wanted to say, about the new kind of crowd that might approach you in the future, because like a consequence of your self-love and for you standing up for yourself, you might not at all have the same kind of conflicted relationship that you have had in the past. In the future, you might meet people that's your soul family or tribe that actually, you know, can work very good together with you without so much conflict or disturbance. So I guess this was what you wanted all along. Okay, my dear Sagittarius, I hope this helped. And for those of you that watch early and celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas, and also happy holidays and a happy new year. Bye-bye.